Want to know the real secret to wealth and happiness? It's probably not what you think. Most people chase money their entire lives. But here's the truth nobody tells you. The problem isn't that you don't have enough money. The problem is you don't have the right ideas about how to create it. Let me put it this way. Imagine someone hands you $1 million right now. What happens next? If you're not already thinking like a millionaire, that money's going to vanish faster than you can believe. There's actually a saying about this. If you took all the wealth in the world and split it evenly among everyone, it would eventually flow right back to the same people who had it before. Wild, right? Here's what I've learned after years of studying this stuff. Success isn't something you chase down like you're hunting it. Success is something you pull toward yourself by becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts it. Real fulfillment doesn't come from what you acquire. It comes from who you evolve into along the way. So if you're sitting there thinking, I'm ready for a real transformation, let me break down 3 powerful strategies that can genuinely reshape your entire existence. Strategy number 1, master the mechanics of change. The biggest obstacle you'll ever face isn't a lack of resources. It's a lack of vision. When I started out, I was completely broke. I remember saying, I've got no money, and expecting sympathy. Instead, someone told me something that flipped my world upside down. They said, that's not your real problem. Your real problem is you haven't figured out how to generate wealth yet. Mind blown. Once you grasp that concept, everything shifts. Ideas are the most powerful force in the universe. There's literally nothing that a single brilliant idea can't transform. But you can't just hope these ideas fall from the sky. You need to actively hunt for them. Want success? Study successful people obsessively. Want happiness? Dive deep into what makes people genuinely happy. Want wealth? Analyze how wealthy people think and operate. Stop leaving your future to random chance and start treating it like a serious academic subject. And here's the crucial part. When you discover something that actually works, write it down immediately. Your brain isn't a filing system. Get a journal and record every valuable insight. Then review it constantly. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Keep going over those ideas until one day, almost magically, they start showing up in your bank balance, your confidence, your entire lifestyle. Now, how you actually find these life-changing ideas. 3 methods. First, read relentlessly. Every accomplished person I've ever met is a voracious reader. They're driven by curiosity. They absolutely need to know more. Regular education gives you regular results, and you can look at those statistics yourself to see if that's what you want. But if you're aiming higher, you need to educate yourself beyond the standard curriculum. Sure, you can learn from your own mistakes, but why not also learn from other people's experiences? One book might save you 5 years of struggle. There are literally hundreds of books written by successful people explaining exactly how they did it, and most people never crack them open. How do you explain that? You don't need to stay up all night reading. Just commit to 30 minutes daily. 30 minutes reading something positive, challenging, inspiring, or instructional. That's all it takes to become a serious reader. Second method, listen actively. Get yourself around successful people and pay close attention. You can even learn from unsuccessful people. Take notes on what not to do. Find out what struggling people read, then avoid those sources. That's valuable intel right there. But also study the winners. Listen not just to what they say, but how they say it. The delivery matters. Here's some of the best advice I can give you. People who are struggling financially should be taking wealthy people out to dinner just to listen to them talk. I'm serious. But it rarely happens, right? The struggling person thinks they're rich. Let them buy their own meal. I can barely afford my own food, and you want me spending money on some wealthy person? But that's exactly backwards. If you're not doing well, one of the smartest moves you can make is finding someone who is thriving and offering to buy them a meal. Spend $50, $60, $80, even $100 on a proper dinner. If you can get a successful person eating and talking for 2 hours, they might drop ideas that completely transform your income. Multiply it by 2, 3, or 5 times. But most people never make that investment. Third method, observe carefully. You can pick up incredible insights just by watching. Get around successful people and study them. Why? Because success leaves clues everywhere. Watch how they shake hands. Notice how they respond to situations. People who excel do certain things repeatedly. And if you're paying attention, you can pick them up. Watch everything. If someone's earning $10,000 a month, I'd even watch how they walk. Maybe that's part of it. Copy their mannerisms. Someone might say, that's silly. Yeah, well, it's also $10,000 a month. I might not have the money yet, but at least I've got the walk. It's got to start somewhere, right? What I'm asking you to do is become an exceptional observer. You can discover ideas that will change your life starting tomorrow just by being more aware of what's happening around you. Remember, there are two ways to see. One is sight, seeing with your eyes. The other is insight, seeing with your mind. Use your eyes to notice things. Use your mind to understand the answers. Put both to work simultaneously. And the secret to developing both sight and insight? Pay attention. Don't miss anything. Wherever you are, be fully present in that moment. Strategy number 2, take action. If there's anything to get excited about, it's this. Your ability to make yourself do what needs to be done. What could you force yourself to do starting tomorrow that would change absolutely everything? Nobody knows for sure, but that's what makes it exciting. On any random day, you have the power to completely redirect your entire life. That's incredible when you think about it. The secret to building discipline? Start with small disciplines. Get pumped about the little stuff, because those lead to handling bigger challenges. You can't tackle major life obstacles unless you first master minor ones. Make a list of small things you can do right now. Get disciplined about those, both for the results and for building the mental strength. Practice on small challenges, so when life throws something huge at you, you're ready. You'll have developed the muscle. But if you can't handle small challenges, forget about conquering big ones. Here's another crucial element: self-motivation. Actually, there's no other kind. You have to motivate yourself. Don't hand that power to someone else and expect them to fire you up. What if they don't show up? You need a better plan. You must take action on what you've learned. Don't let learning just become knowledge sitting in your head, where you'll end up foolish despite being educated. Let your learning translate into action, and you can become wealthy. And I mean wealthy in all senses, not just money. Money is actually one of the least important forms of wealth. I know plenty of people with massive bank accounts who are genuinely poor in every way that matters. Strategy number 3, work with the system, not against it. This is just a small warning, but it's important. Don't try to beat or outsmart the system. Figure out how it works, then work it properly. Don't try gaming it. Some people learn just enough to start cutting corners, looking for shortcuts, searching for easy answers. Don't fall into that trap. You'll end up with a cheap life. Figure out how the system works best, then do it that way. Even if it seems slower, do it right. Don't compromise on doing what's correct. So here's my personal advice to you, one-on-one. This year, reach deep inside yourself and pull out more of those remarkable abilities you already possess. They're in there, waiting to be used. Then change anything you want to change in your life. I'm challenging you to do this because you absolutely can transform. You never have to be the same person again after today. That's completely your choice. Starting tomorrow, what are you going to do that will shift your life's direction? Seriously, what will you do tomorrow that makes a real difference? Because if you don't do something different starting tomorrow, guess what? Everything stays the same. And that's how you can predict your next 5 years. Just look at your last 5. The next 5 will be identical to the last 5 unless you make a major change tomorrow. Change it all, or change a little, or change something specific. Or don't change anything, it's decision time. You can do whatever you choose. But here's the beautiful part. Any day you want, you have the power to completely reinvent your entire life. So what are you waiting for? If this resonated with you, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Your future self will thank you for taking action today.